So let's talk about time. Let's talk about, first of all, the library of time. What do I mean by this? Well. As human beings, as physical beings in a physical reality, so let's say that's us there, we experience time as a set of linear moments. So let's assume these are a set of what I call moments, and time is our experience of those moments in a sequential way. So that's the physical side of us. The non-physical side of us sees things a little differently. It sees only one moment. So we see physically multiple moments. The non-physical side of us sees one moment. Now, for the sake of not driving us all completely mad and with these mind-blowing concepts, let me try and simplify this explanation a little bit. Imagine that all these sequential moments of time are actually books in a library. So that is a moment of time. That is a moment of time. That book there is a moment of time. That book there is a moment of time. Physically, we can pick up a book, we can read the book, we can have the experience of reading the book. So the book might contain a story, it might contain some knowledge. We can have the experience of reading that book. And then we can pick up another book. And then we can read that book. And then we can pick up another book and read that book. And by reading these books in whatever order we want, this is what I'm talking about. We experienced moments of time. But your non-physical self doesn't see it that way. Your non-physical self sees the entire library. It sees the library of time. Your non-physical self, to your non-physical self, there is only one moment. Now, the moment in which all these books exist. So your non-physical self is aware of every single book that you can choose from. But it doesn't dictate to you what books you should read in what order. That's down to your physical self. Now, these are pretty mind-blowing concepts, but hopefully you're starting to get a feeling for this. All time that has existed exists now. In the same way that every book in that library that contains all those stories, that contains all that knowledge, it's all existing now. But until you consciously pick up a book and have the experience of reading the book, you haven't really experienced that part of the library, that book. So you have the freedom as a physical being to experience all these bits of time, all these books in whatever order you want, but your non-physical self already knows the books that you're going to read. It already knows the library. It knows every single book you could choose because it can see the whole library. And it knows there is only now. There is only the now moment. There is only the library. There is no time. Time is an illusion of choosing the books in whatever order you want to read them. So this is what we call linear time. With non-physical, with only one moment, I mean, we could think of that as being infinite time, because this library is infinitely big. It's infinitely big with an infinite number of books, and yet all those books exist now. Now, these are pretty big thoughts. We're really pushing the limits on what we can understand here. These are big, big thoughts. All of creation, all the time that could ever exist, all the books that exist in the library already exist. Your non-physical self has access to all of them. But you are choosing the order in which to experience those books, experience that time. And you, in your physical reality, as you experience contrast, as you launch desires, you are adding more books to the library of time. But the library of time still only exists now. So you're adding more books to the now moment. The now moment is one moment in time that is eternal, but it is expanding. This is the point I'm trying to make. Time is an expansion-based idea. It is not a linear, moving idea that we tend to think of from our physical self.